I'm Shan,
And I'm Shouvik.
and our project is analysis of country populations. So the purpose of this project was to analyze populations of numerous countries, and we have 15 sets of countries in our data set, and most of them are Asian countries, so we decided to have um, a data set that compares Asian country populations.
In addition, we wanted to compare the changes in populations of countries between the time period 1990 and 2000. And also, we wanted to use the rate of change of population between this time period and predict the population of a country by 2040 and uh, plot this so that the user can communicate with the program and determine how much the population of a country decreases or increases between this time. And the reason we chose to use this data set is because country populations are extremely dynamic. They're always changing, and there's also a lot of reliable data on the internet. And in addition, it's also extremely straightforward to visualize.
So our data mostly consists of line and bar graphs to compare the populations of countries. And the line plot shows how population changes over time. And we have two types of bar graphs. The two-dimensional bar graph compares the changes in populations, and the three-dimensional bar graph compares the past and future populations.
So let's see it in action.
Okay, and here we have four options, so I'll go with the first one, graph a single country's population
And
from 1990.
as you can see, it's a graphical user interface that we took advantage of.
So I'm going to click on the first one, and suppose I pick China. And here it gives me a graph of the year and the inhabitants in that year. So as you can see, it has a pretty steady increase for China. And I'll go to the second option, which is graph populations of Asian countries. And here are most of the Asian countries we included. It's the same concept. We used year and number of inhabitants. The only difference is that we didn't use India and China as part of this graph because it was such a big difference that these graphs were very chunked near each other, so it was hard to tell which was where.
The reason we used line graphs for this is because on one axis is the year, so we're trying to plot data across a time period, so we thought the line plot would work best. The next option in our program is to basically graph the change of three countries' populations between 1990 and 2000. So if the user clicks on this, they'll get a dialog box in which they're prompted to choose the first country they want to analyze. So let's say we want to analyze China as our first country, and then our second country can be the United States, and then our last country can be Kazakhstan. So then it generates a bar graph basically with the countries that the user chose and the inhabitants. Um, so basically what this is showing is the change of population between 1990 and 2000. So as you can see, the first country, which was China, had an increase of a lot, whereas the United States had a smaller increase, and Kazakhstan, on the other hand, had a negative um, change in population between the time periods. So if we go to our program again, the last one is basically predicting the population of a country by 2040. So in order to do this, we took the information from the change in population of a country between 1990 and 2000, and we basically determined how much the population would be if it followed the same pattern. And let's say we want to view the population of the United States in 2040. It would be it would look something like this, where um, the first bar represents the population in 1990, and the second bar represents the population in 2040. Um, so there you have it. That's pretty much our program right here.
Yeah, that's our program, and that's it. Thanks for watching.